top 5 NFL questions right now as we move towards the second week of free agency. Sorry, it's still the offseason. It doesn't feel like it. I mean, it's been nuts, and so many different things have happened. But number 5, as the door blows open for the wind, who signs the Honey Badger? This is kind of curious to me. This is a player who, even though he is in his 30s, can still help a team out a lot. I would think that, if I'm the Colts, the Steelers, I mean, look, this is somebody that Cowboys fans would love to have. But let's face it, guys, that's not going to happen. Their organization philosophy is not that. So there's a rumor out there that he's down to the Colts and the Cowboys. Come on.
I haven't heard that. I have not seen that once.
Yeah, normally, again, that's just a rumor. The Cowboys are in every rumor.
So somebody wants to get clicks and views by just mentioning the logo.
But, I think the Jones family has proved to you that they're not signing players like
if
Terron
they do
Matthew.
that, will that make up for some of the anger management of some of the things they've done or not done?
I would think it would help a little bit, but, even still, if they sign him, it's going to be a one-year deal.
They were able to this year play defense at a level we haven't seen them play, especially forcing turnovers with a bunch of guys in the secondary, especially at safety, who got just minimal deals, one-year deals or a chance with incentives.
Yeah.
So why try to get away from that? No matter how good he might be, the money he'll cost.
Yeah. Number 4, does a team with a new quarterback make a move for Terron Armstead? I mean, this is a left tackle who's really good. He might go back and play with the Saints and Jameis Winston, but if I'm Indianapolis and I just signed Matt Ryan or one of these teams that made a trade, like if there's a left tackle on the market I may go get him.
I haven't heard much about it. I know he's a good player. Go ahead, Craig.
Yeah, I mean, the thought would have been the Bengals initially, but then they went and made a move. I mean, I guess potentially,
moves,
I guess potentially, they're still going to be interested in offensive linemen, but. Yeah, I mean, I think it's got to be a weird spot to be in after that rush last week and the week prior of just being somebody out there right now who doesn't have a deal and almost having to be at the mercy of the draft in some ways for some of these guys to know when they can or how they will fall. But, yeah, Armstead's a solid player. I mean, there's got to be somebody in the league that needs some help on the O-line. And certainly there's going to be a lot of new quarterbacks. There's going to be a lot of new quarterbacks in the league, whether they're new because they were drafted or they're new just to the team that they're on now. So, I'd imagine somebody sooner rather than later will want to make a play for Armstead.
Tackle?
Yeah, left
okay,
tackle.
Well, then the Rams lost Whitworth, but that's a guard.
Well,
so that doesn't...
Joseph Noteboom.
That's
TCU
right.
took over for him.
All right. Okay.
Number 3, did the Cowboys make a splash move at all? And you got to wonder, I don't think so, but if it continues to go and maybe somebody gets, point to the fact that, Bobby Wagner would be the one that makes sense to me for them to make. They have a need at the position. They have cap room. He has familiarity with Dan Quinn. They could do this. And this is where, and we talked about this today with David Hellman, maybe they need to, we're not telling them to win March. Nobody's telling them to go win March and sign 8 free agents. You can go sign 1, though, to a couple-year deal and be fine. And he might help you over the top, especially if you
Does he help him?
Close. Yeah.
Then just freaking sign him.
Yeah.
He's a great player, appears to be a tremendous person in the locker room, a guy that everybody respects, and as you know, he knows. But they just gave, they got Micah Parsons, and can you imagine the combination of Micah Parsons and Bobby Wagner? And then, of course, you got Van Der Esch for the 1 more year. Wow.
Well, and Van Der Esch, if they'd picked up, saw this note from Calvin Watkins today, if they'd picked up his option, it would have been $9 million.
Yeah, I know.
Instead, they let it walk, and they saved $7 million in a guy that they don't really want long-term.
$2 million, and at times, there's times, but so is he his rookie year or last year? Go ahead, Craig.
I mean, finish.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, is Van Der Esch who he was as a rookie, who he was as a second-year player, which was bad, or who he was at times when he flashed last year?
I think he is who he was last year. I think you are who you are now.
Yeah.
Number 2, and this one's kind of been debunked since I sent the graphics to Jack, Carolina or Seattle for Baker Mayfield. Now, Carolina they say they might be interested. You would think they'd have to move Sam Darnold, because they're actually making the same money almost exactly, Darnold and Mayfield, to get Baker Mayfield, but they're mutual disinterest, then Seattle's a good fit. John, you heard John McClain just say it. If I'm Seattle, I'm a guy who's in the Baker Mayfield camp for the time being. I think if you put enough around him and tailor things to his strengths, you can win a little bit with Baker Mayfield. Can you win a Super Bowl? No, but you can win more than you are right now.
What can you get for him? And would Washington rather have had him or Wentz? Because they took Wentz before any of the other ones became available.
I'd rather have him, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I would
think
too.
I'd rather have Baker. Yeah.
Because at least, Wentz is an injury-prone guy. Baker got beat up a little bit, but I still with a picture of Baker Mayfield that day when Baylor was like 1-7 and Oklahoma was rolling, and Taylor Young planted him in that McLean Stadium near upset that's in our studio. So I think there would be. I don't know who Seattle's going to get.
Carolina. I know a guy available. His name's Cam Newton. Mm-hmm. And apparently they actually talked again today. Like that just, if that doesn't tell you the state of the Panthers, that they might dip back into that well again, then I don't know. But they're striking out as far as trying to land a quarterback. They don't want Mayfield. I don't know what the deal is there, how mutual that was, but. It doesn't appear to be Carolina, so Seattle's going to have to be the place most likely for Baker Mayfield.
Some franchises just poop quarterbacks out in the draft or free agency. The Cowboys have had a bunch of them. They've had their stretch too, but in the end, they've had a lot of them. There are some that just can't even have one fall in their lap accidentally.
No,
Carolina had Kerry Collins. They had Cam Newton.
Yeah.
All
right, and number one is Jimmy G tradable. They had surgery on his throwing shoulder. I mean, are you going to trade for him? Say you are Carolina, and this is your last option. Are you going to trade for Jimmy G, knowing he may not be able to really play for you?
Is he that much better than Darnold?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think he's the greatest quarterback in the world, but
No.
I'd take him over Sam Darnold.
But,
yes.
is Jimmy G better than Sam Darnold? Yes. Is Jimmy G someone who can get you to the Super Bowl? Well, he's done that before. Is Jimmy G a person who gets to the Panthers to the Super Bowl? No. Is Jimmy G someone who can keep Matt Rule's job? Yes.
All right, is Jimmy G worth whatever you have to give up to get him
If you're Matt Rule, yes.
above Sam Darnold?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because you got to keep your job.
We've done the Sam Darnold thing. The Sam Darnold thing's not gonna save the job of Matt Rule. So yeah, they need to do something desperately just for the fan base's sake. And I like Matt Rule, like a lot of his staff members. Was happy for him. A little bit bitter when he decided to leave Baylor in the midst of right as they're starting to really reach a point of relevance once again. But I understood it. No matter how many people he was never loyal or what it's like. It's his dream. I'm not going to get mad at a guy for living his dream. So, all best wishes possible. But yeah, they desperately got to find a quarterback that can help them, win as many games as possible,
at least,
and maybe save him another year. Because I don't know how he makes it out of next year if it's the same that it was these last couple of years.
The only way he would is if David Tepper is just like, look, I get it. We can't get a quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another couple mulligans until we can because it's just been that hard. But there's a reason none of these quarterbacks want to go there too.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
There really is only about two handfuls full of quarterbacks that can help, and so many teams that still need them. All right, Paul, thank you very much for the top five. Thank you.
Well, and I think, too, that Carolina's going to have to wait and see what Baker does.
Yeah.
Because, if he doesn't go to Seattle, that kind of plays into the dominoes needing to fall, so who knows with Carolina. But, yeah, I wanted to mention that Baker will probably help clear that up a little bit.
Jack will have different stuff up on the chat, on the